going on, everybody? It's Retro Handhelds 24. Today we're going to be looking at some RPCS3 emulation via Windows PC handheld, the Rog Ally X. I got some more games I want to show off, and then I'm going to jump into one Xbox 360 game that I got working. I think either tomorrow or sometime next week, the Legion Go S Steam OS version is going to be coming. And I've been thinking about it. Most likely what's going to happen is I'm going to keep that and deal with the Linux and then trade in the Legion Go S, or, return it because I have till the end of June. Just because I've just been reading up on this chipset capability, the C1 Extreme, plus with Linux. It's not going to be great with the battery. It's still going to, probably be on par with the Steam Deck, but maybe I think it might be actually worse. It might just eat up juice, even though it's Linux. But at least for a little bit of time when you're playing it, because with this chip, from what I'm getting just out of the gate, it's just very capable of emulation. I'm sure it's good with the actual PC games too, at least decent, but I still think streaming is the way to go. So there might be some games that this thing could probably play as good as my PS5 streaming, but it would eat up the battery. Even with the 80-watt battery, it still would go by pretty quick. And then again, I doubt that it's going to be on par with the PS5, just for streaming capabilities, 1080p, 60 frames a second, and but the good thing is, emulation side, this is really good for RPCS3. It's really good for Xena Canary, which I'll be showing off eventually. But I just want to show off some PS3 games, and of course there's an update. I literally was playing with this earlier today, and I updated it, and there's now another update. So that's what's great about this emulator, or this version. It's always updating. It's gonna restart. Alright, so I already played this, but we're gonna play it again, and I'm gonna pause it too, so I could just maybe take down the music so I don't get copyrighted. So I'll load it up and then I'm gonna pause. Alright, I had to unfortunately turn the music off, sucks, but it is what it is. Let's do this guy. Now with the portal, I was getting close to 45, sometimes 50, but as you can see, it just works. There's no presets. Sometimes the dudes come in red for whatever reason, but I can live with it. The less I have to tinker with, just jump in and play. See, sometimes they come in red, and that's probably you need right color buffer on, but I'm just too lazy to put it on, because eventually they'll load in. But this is another game, I'm gonna put Deadpool on here next, but I'm debating whether to do that because I got the PC version, and that works very well on the Portal, as well as the RP5 and RP Flip, so it's what's the point? There it is. I'm regretting picking that guy. I wish I had the other guy now.
Let him come to us.
Oh.
So what is this dump anyway?
It was a shopping mall until Kamal moved in. Now it's where he ships out all his heroin. Vans leave day and night. You're in the Viper's nest, my friend.
Over here, man!
As you can see, this game plays at 60 frames. And even with the sensitivity of the controls, you need it to be at 60 because it doesn't really, the sensitivity need to be high, and then you need it to be at 60 to make it like more fun, I would say. How's he still alive?
Watch yourself.
Oh my god. I'm gonna die. Okay. No matter. I just want to show that off because I'm playing that game now, like for real, on this device. And it took me so long to get to the point where I was showing off the game. I got through that like in a matter of 2 minutes, the first part, just by using this. What is the next game? Alright, so for Soulcalibur V, you do need to do something, not much. You just need to put on right color buffers, and that's it. Because if you don't, there's way too much, I guess it's bloom, or I don't know. It's just too much shining. Especially on the characters, you can't really see. They're all like blurred out basically because of the brightness or the bloom. It is bloom, but I just put the right color buffers on and it fixed the problem right away. I was trying really hard to get this game to work on Android. Still not there yet. Oh, you know what? Here, I'll just show you. Because I don't think I loaded it up right. Just do a quick battle.
Welcome back to the stage of history.
Now his outfit's like all white, so if it's all bloomed out, that means I have to boot it with custom configuration versus just clicking on it, which I did. Okay, looks like it might have saved it. I don't know. It's still hard to say.
Battle
Yeah, no, it looks like it loaded right. Punched him so hard his jacket came off. You get some kicks too. They're just kind of lame though.
The battle rages on. Stand up and show your strength.
This is still.
Battle 3. Fight.
Trying to get more familiar with these emulators on PC, because when the SteamOS version of Legion Go S or Legion Go comes out, it's going to be all through Linux, and I'm going to have to set it up. I did it on the Steam Deck, but I've gotten accustomed to using Windows now with extracting and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, that game works pretty well. I just like this setup though. This is not that comfortable. It's not. I've got the Etsy side grips that Russ recommended coming sometime to make it more comfortable, but it's super heavy because of that battery. And like, I don't have big hands, but this, there's nothing to really grip. And this is with the Skull and Code case. It's not uncomfortable, it's heavy, and there should be more to the bottom. So kind of leaves your fingers wanting more to grab, but there's not. And then was that going to be it? Because Wolverine's going to work just fine. We don't really need to go into that one. Plus all the tweaks I did on the Odin, I had that game running like 3 times as fast, so it's going to run just fine here. Showed Infamous off. Killzone, I don't know. That's such a long load, and I didn't even load it up yet. I was playing John Woo yesterday, so that's been showed off. And then once I beat this first game, then I'll start showing that game off, but I want to play them in order. And Uncharted 2 actually works better than Uncharted 1 because of all the patches. Turok, I'm at a spot where it's just kind of like annoying, but I don't really want to show that off. But yeah, I just wanted to show those 2 games off. I'm going to put more on here too. And then the other one is, okay. All right, let's just start. This was not so bad. Zemo was not so bad either, and it's all in my recycle bin, but I had set up Zemo up on here, and I had everything I needed, except the iOS file will not load, and then there's this crazy thing you gotta do with like 2 applications to extract, and then for the life of me, I was trying to do it with both applications to get the game in XiOS format, and I was just running into too many like errors, even though I was doing exactly what I was told to do from online. And I was like, man, there's got to be an easier way just to boot this game up. And of course there is with Xena Canary. However, the catch is Xena Canary, you still have to do a bunch of tweaks, and you do that if you guys are interested. It's went too far. You gotta play. I got patches on here. I don't even know like how it works with Xena Canary, but I got them in here. Actually, let's click game patches. Oh, it's okay. Never mind. All right. So you gotta do a bunch of stuff in here. So basically, you right click it, and then you open with, in my case, Notepad. And then you gotta change some values in here. This is a major one. 64. I changed it to 3, and then there's 2 other ones. If you guys are interested in doing this, you don't know how, you can ask me to see how I got this running, but I don't think this is optimal. And we're gonna see, because I do have it plugged in to see if we could get better performance. But anyways, once you change things, you would go here, and then you would save it, and then it's like you did your custom settings. Kind of like, it's kind of lame that way. It's wish it was in game, but it is what it is. Okay. So load it up. And this is like such a, I don't even know how to describe it. This is such a like a, it's autofocusing not correctly. I can't even see. Okay. So full screen is F11. If you want to do that, we'd have to go here. You have to go here. You have to go keyboard layout. You got to make sure you have it as traditional, so you have the function key. But it's not like double tap. Like it's just it's very it's very annoying. And like here, I'm sorry, my camera's just not focusing. It's always with this system. Zoom out. You got your CPU, GPU, right? You go click stuff, and this is what you get. You know, there's not, it's not like self-explanatory. If you click game compatibility, it's going to take you to GitHub, so don't think about that. And then you can do open recent, which we are going to do Crackdown, again F9. This is all like for an actual keyboard and PC, not like a handheld with controls. But we'll do that. And then we'll go to display, go to full screen, I'll go here. This is, I like this about the Rog Ally, is that you can switch from gamepad to desktop. This is on Legion Go 2 with the keyboard and the other functions too, but this whole mouse thing, I had to download an app for Legion Go S to make this the mouse, and I like the right click and left click up here. I don't really care for the trackpad. It's okay on the Steam Deck, but I've gotten very used to using the right thumbstick as, I always forget where start is, because it's Army Crate or not. Alright, so we're max power, right? We're at turbo 30 watts because we're plugged in. And I'm trying to do this because I got a concert to go to later tonight, and I really wanted to do this on Zemu, I just don't have the time, so I did Xena Canary, which again, you know, the iOS game worked right away. I didn't have to do anything else. And I'll pause it because it's taking a minute. Alright. Had to clear cache to get it to work again, so it's kind of annoying. Wait, okay, so we're 30 watts. Hopefully good.
Stand on the purple authorization point to gain clearance, then choose an agency vehicle. Use the tunnels beyond the blast door.
What does it say? Was that Y? Is that up here? Then let's go start. Okay, I can't change. Turn that off. Whatever.
Los muertos, the dead, have rapidly grown from a petty...
It's very loud. Alright, let's just see how this plays. I had this first time playing it. I've seen people test this before on the Z1 Extreme Ally, so let's see if we get an improvement since then. He's so weak right now. But this game is pure action fun. This is one of the #1 games that I had when I was owning an Xbox 360. It was this and Halo. Oh. And I got a shield too. I got a heal now. What's shooting me? Wasted. Alright, you know what? It plays a little better than I thought it was. It's close to 30, but there are some stuttering and there are some slowdowns, but graphically wise, it looks good. I think it's playing at 720. But I know this is the one of more challenging Xbox 360 games to get working, because it's open world and it's tons of fun, but it's probably one of those things, once you play it, the shaders and everything, it's going to play better the next time around. But yeah, just wanted to show this off because I'm going to be working on this and some other 360 games. I'm not really a fan of this one particular emulator, but this is out of the box, works with the games I can get, so I don't have to do crazy reformatting. But you know what, I might look into that too, if that gives like the Zemu emulator, if it works better. This seems to be working fine. I really don't like the interface. Like if we want to get out, we gotta go here. I gotta hit function, and then I gotta find F11. It's not bad if you're doing it on your desktop, I guess, but like on this, it's just annoying. All right. Yeah, so if you guys are interested, you can just let me know. I'll tell you what I learned to get this going. Game patches definitely help. I don't know how they're applied, or, you know, it's just automatic, I guess. You just have to enable it through the notepad on the config, and then save it, and then you put game patches. You download that from GitHub, and then bam, you're good. But it's a work in progress. I definitely wanted to try out Crackdown just because I knew it was one of the harder games to run, but one of the most fun games to run. So keep your eye out for this. I'm gonna see what other Xbox 360 games I get going. And then the whole reason I'm doing this is because, like I said, the SteamOS version of the Legion Go is coming, and I have to get this all set up on that, you know, because that's gonna be basically this, but with a bigger screen. Better ergonomics, less battery of course, but maybe that 8 gigs of RAM extra, it comes with 32 instead of 24. Maybe that will do something. Who knows? I don't know yet, but we're going to find out. And then eventually I'll get to Switch emulation on here. It's cool. It's what you would expect. It plays a little better than what the Odin can, but it's not like outstanding. It's just you could do more in Sadachi, I will say. Like you couldn't just make it 60 frames a second, or you could just do this and that. It's just like things will just work naturally because it's a PC handheld versus an Android device. However, I keep stressing this too. If you do have a PC and you get Rusty PSN for your RPCS3 emulator, and you have a where is it? My PKGs with all my updates, you can just copy this folder over to Android and you can upload those via not the folder but the little icon with that looks like a page. You can upload them that way to the RPCS3 and it will update the game for you. Theoretically, you'll get better performance on certain games. It's hard for me to test that because I just dragged and dropped and then I uploaded all of them onto my portal, I think, and it took forever to load them all. But once it did, I didn't see much of a difference, but I'd have to test it out with a game without an update and then get a game with an update that's the same one on here that I have the PKG, and then load it up to the portal and then install it. But I kind of did it all on the portal, so we might have to try a different device to do that to see if we can, like, in theory, get better performance on our PCSX with updates. But if you made this far, thank you again so much for watching. You guys have a great rest of your day. I'm going to go see AC/DC tonight. I know. But I think it's their last tour. I've never been to an AC/DC concert. So my wife and my stepson are super excited. I think this will be a great experience, hopefully. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. Take care.